So what should we be doing with our children over the summer? Summer has finally reached us here in the UK. So what should we do? Should we stop homeschooling and take a complete rest? Or should we continue homeschooling through the summer? And if we do, what does that look like? Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Raising Mums podcast. My name is Dr. Gemma Elizabeth and I'm the founder of the award-winning blog OurMuslimHomeschool.com, and it is my mission, my passion to help Muslim families all across the world educate their children at home. So in this podcast, we're going to be talking about what you're going to be doing this summer. What does summer homeschooling look like? Should we stop everything completely? Should we carry on? And what does that look like? So, ultimately, you decided to home educate just so that you can have the freedom to choose. In moments like this, you get to choose. Do we carry on homeschooling or do we take a break? You get to decide based upon your children's needs. Your needs as a parent, your family's needs as a collective. And that is one of the beautiful things about home education, that in moments just like this, you get to decide what is best for your family. In this episode, I'm going to tell you what we do. Homeschooling allows you to be flexible. It allows you to bend and to alter the way that you educate your children at home according to the seasons of life. If you've just had a baby, if you're going through some kind of illness, you can cut back. You can reduce the amount that you do. Conversely, if you're in a season of ease and flow, then you can up the game and you can really get to work. It gives you that flexibility. Likewise, you have the flexibility to work with the seasons of the year. And that is something that I really feel, and I'm sure many of you feel that as well, that as the seasons shift, our energies also shift. There is a season in your homeschool when you want to be indoors more. You want to get cozy and read aloud more and read together as a family and play board games. The energy in your home at that time is more sedate, it's more mellow. You're looking for more comfort. And for us, that is winter time here in the UK. And that is a time when we will do more read alouds. We'll also tend to focus on subjects like history that involve more books and just that sort of cozy togetherness feel. There are seasons, like there is a season that follows that where the energy lifts. You know, as spring comes, instinctually you will feel your energy start to change. We all feel it, when March comes, even the end of February, we start to feel this urge to get outside after months of being indoors. And so for us, to coincide with those, with the natural way we feel and the way the children feel as well, we will put more focus on nature study, science and geography, because there's an energy that we feel to explore and to investigate, and that is what we will focus on more in the spring. When summer rolls around, the energy dips again. We all start to feel a little bit more lazy, but also more carefree. There's a very positive vibe here in the summer, but there's less energy. So we continue our outdoor exploration, we visit sites nearby, we will keep reading aloud. We'll be listening to audiobooks in the car. There'll be more lounging on the sofa and reading together and reading independently, maybe on the sofa, maybe outside in the shade. It's a time of restful learning for us. The summertime is a time of restful learning. Learning is still happening, but it looks a lot different than in the other seasons. And then we will, our family does take a few weeks off, 2 or 3 weeks off, where we may travel, we may not, but we will take off completely. And then after summer, after months of that more relaxed vibe, we are ready, come autumn time, to focus, to get more disciplined work done. And so our focus in the autumn time will be on those more disciplined subjects like maths or like grammar, but just more structured subjects. So throughout the year, we are tuning in to the energy in our home, the way the children feel and what they feel drawn to, and adapting our homeschooling efforts to that. And you can do the same if you choose to. And wherever you live in the world, whatever your seasons look like, you can do the same as well if you want. Now, we still do all the subjects throughout the year. We are still doing maths, almost every day. We are still doing reading and all those things consistently, and offering what Charlotte Mason calls, a wide and generous feast of ideas consistently throughout the year. But our focus in those individual seasons does change, depending on the energy of our home, of the kids, as I mentioned. So, as a homeschooler, you get to do that if you want. And I've been trying to find out, I've been doing my research online, I've been trying to find out what Charlotte Mason said about all of this, what her recommendations were for children over the summer. And I'm still doing my research, but I did come across this quote, which is from a Parents' Review article, which is a journal that came out that was started and headed up by Charlotte Mason. And this quote is by Mrs. Ralph in volume 14 of that. And she says, we must never forget that holidays must be holidays to be of their greatest use. When everything in the shape of organisation, even organised games or walks, not to speak of lessons or drills, shall be done with as completely as possible, and the child shall be allowed to be alone with children and with nature a good part of the day. So she's saying there, get rid of the organisation, get rid of all the structure, and allow children to be children, to play with children and be in nature as much as possible. So I am still looking into what Charlotte Mason had to say about this, and when I do find out, if I do find out, I will let you all know on social media. So if you like the idea of a simple and gentle structure to your children's learning this summer, then I want to invite your children to take part in the Our Muslim Homeschool Summer Reading Challenge. To take part, all your kids need to do is read one book from 18 different categories of books. We give you a checklist, and they can stick it up on their fridge, put it in their rooms, put it in a folder, and every time they read a book from one of those 18 categories, they tick it off. And they have until the 1st of September to complete that challenge. We'll be sending out certificates to participating families and to participating children. So if you head over to ourmuslimhomeschool.com/challenge, you can download that free checklist, and your kids can take part with all the other hundreds of families taking part all over the world. It would be an absolute honour and pleasure to have them as part of our Summer Reading Challenge. So thank you so much for joining me here today, and I hope I will see you again for another broadcast of the Raising Mums podcast on Sunday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.